I'm Elizabeth Henson. Welcome to the Messy Success Podcast, where I'm helping creative dreamers and overachievers tackle business and life. After 6 years of being my own boss, I finally unraveled a tiny bit of what it takes to survive in this amazing world of being an overly creative entrepreneur. I'm your business bestie, here to help you with all those big ideas and to normalize some of the day-to-day struggles that we all share. My mission is simple. I want more women to make a living doing what they love and to feel good about themselves in the process. The best way to start? We can't do it alone. So welcome. I hope you'll hang out with me here where it's totally okay to be messy. Hello and welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm Elizabeth Henson, your host. I have such an exciting episode for you today, an amazing guest that I will be speaking with. But first and foremost, I wanted to thank everyone who participated in our Shine the Light Challenge. That is what I have been busy working on the last 2 weeks. We welcomed some amazing new members into the Shine the Light Society. Everything is just moving right along and growing. My heart is so full. I'm so thankful for everyone who participated, no matter the role, big, small. Even if you just silently participated, I wanted to thank you. And thank you guys for being here and listening to the podcast. I'm so excited to be back here with you. I also just wanted to take a moment. The entire Henson clan is wearing blue today in honor of the VB Strong movement. If you guys haven't heard on the national news, there was a local shooting in our area. 12 people have lost their lives, friends of friends of friends. There's just no way to have a shooting that large in a city like this and not know someone who knows someone. And it has been very hard and emotional and a big pill to swallow for the Virginia Beach community, the Hampton Roads community. Thank you everyone who has reached out and checked on me and my family. We are fine, physically. I think that this has just been tough emotionally. I mean, the location of the shooting is about 10 minutes from our house. It's very close to the school that Mark and I met at when we were working there. And it's been very surreal. So all the Hensons are in blue today. And we're just trying to be part of the recovery process as much as possible. And, just feeling thankful that we are all okay and hurting for the families. So I wanted to take the time to share that with you guys. And please just check on all your Virginia Beach people. Check on all of your people, actually, because you just never know who is struggling or who is having a hard time. And I look forward to seeing our city really come together. We are so blessed to live here in such an amazing place. So on the podcast today, we have Trena Little. Trena is a YouTube strategist. She is amazing. So we met in Amber McHugh's group. That's how I met my friend Carrie, who some of you might have seen on my Instagram. It's such a fabulous little community. It's called Freshly Implemented. It is a year-long program. And I got to hang out with Trena a little bit at one of the live events, and I just love her energy. I love following her. She reached out to me and had me do family pictures for her when they were down in the Outer Banks. So we've really become pretty good friends over the last couple of years. But I just love what she does for creative women entrepreneurs. She is so knowledgeable of the YouTube space. She's a YouTube strategist, and she's so funny on her website right now. And she says, yes, I probably do have on yoga pants with my fancy shirt. Hi, I'm Trena. I love her. So Trena is passionate about equipping women with the skills that they need to make their business thrive on YouTube and beyond. What I love about this conversation that you guys are about to listen to is, I had all of these like let's teach my people the basics of YouTube, type of questions for her. But what ended up happening is I wanted to know all the things. So it's almost like Trena was coaching me on the spot with all of my YouTube questions, because I am not very YouTube savvy. And of course it is something that interests me. It's something that I am considering. One of my favorite parts of this conversation that was so inspiring was how she had a case study use YouTube for an affiliate launch and how it helped that woman get through her maternity leave, which is so cool. So I know you guys are going to love this. I'm so excited for you to meet Trena and listen to her energy. Her website is trenalittle.com, Trena with one N, Trena, little.com. And I'm going to put all of that good stuff in the show notes for you. But enjoy. I can't wait to hear your YouTube takeaways. You're going to love it. All right. Hi, Trena. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited to have you. I feel like we have gotten to know each other so well over the last few years between Raina's programs and Amber's programs. And then I got to do your pictures of your adorable family.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thanks for those great pictures. I have not printed them, but I have a plan, so we're getting there.
Hey, I am guilty of not printing so many of my own pictures. We have an album for Gracie's first year, and poor Madison does not have an album yet, and she's 3.
Yeah, we moved into our house. It'll be, 2 years in September, and not a single photo yet, so we're getting there.
Oh my gosh. I know. It's such a constant struggle, isn't it? Like just trying to keep up with life and business.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm really excited about this because this is such a different topic for my audience. I don't have a lot of people who are using YouTube regularly. I think I have a lot of people who have dabbled in it, who are interested in it, who are definitely interested in video in general. So I just can't wait to dive in. So tell us a little bit about like how you got started in this whole like YouTube journey.
Yeah, so it was probably around 2014. Before that, I was like, when we were traveling a lot because my husband and I, we had great jobs, great paying jobs. We live in a smaller town, so cost of living wasn't a lot, so we could travel a lot. And so when we did, like, I was the one that had the video camera and I loved editing. I actually was in like a advanced communication course in high school. But being in a small town, like I never imagined like video editing would be a thing. I assumed back in the day that's something you needed to go to LA for. And so I enjoyed taking these videos and putting them all together and letting everybody watch them, and they enjoyed them. And so then in 2014, when I had just got pregnant, I was the first one in the group to be pregnant and had no idea what was happening. And so I somehow got on YouTube and just went down the YouTube rabbit hole. And what I found was the two people that I was watching the most, the one girl, I'll just Makeup by Tiffany. She was pregnant. She was like 2 months ahead of me. Just randomly found her on YouTube. And I realized watching her videos, I felt connected. I'm a marketing major. I have a master's degree in business. And so I realized this know, like, and trust factor happened so quickly watching these videos of hers. And I knew whatever she was going to recommend that I'd buy, done, sold. It didn't matter, if I saw it in a magazine, if I read a blog post about it, if she was buying it, if she was selling it, I was buying it. And, what happened was I then started to connect with people also in the comments section. And I started to find friends, and I realized the community that could be built just from YouTube videos, just like a post she made about what she was putting on her registry. And then that's when the marketing brain connected with the creative brain. And I was like, wow, this is something that I could do. So I started creating my own videos to share my journey with the friends that I had made in the comments section of YouTube that live like across the country, across the world, to just connect even more. And that's kind of how it just started.
So you were actually putting these videos on YouTube. What were they about back then?
Yeah, I was sharing like my pregnancy journey, like what was happening in this month, what I was putting on my baby shower, our gender reveal, those types of videos, because these friends that I had made in comments, they would watch them too, because we had like this relationship in this group of friends just from commenting on YouTube videos.
That is so crazy. I had no idea YouTube was such a great tool for building community. Like I never even really thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's actually because, it feels like you know that person. If you're sitting there watching them and if they're looking into the camera, right, it feels like they're speaking directly to you. And depending where you're at or what you're struggling with, And like at the time I was struggling with like, what the heck is happening to my body and what should I be doing? I just felt connected. And then all those other people were feeling the same way. And so we just quickly built this community. And that's what so many people don't realize. The power of YouTube is it's such a quick way to build a loyal community.
Yeah, I definitely feel like video for sure people bond a lot quicker. I just had no idea that the comments, like that you could connect with people in the comments like that, but I guess it's like any other forum.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. So do you still keep in touch with any of those people, or do you still keep up with Makeup by Tiffany?
I do still watch her videos occasionally. I keep watching because she had, when I had my first daughter is when she had her first daughter. And I keep watching to see if she's going to have a second one because I already had my second one. But I do catch up. I do see like what makeup she's wearing. I kind of learned a lot of new makeup techniques and brands from her as well. And so I do still watch her occasionally.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So basically that's how you started on YouTube. And then because you have the business and the marketing background, it all came together and now you're teaching people how to use YouTube.
Yeah, so when I started putting those videos up, I had people reaching out to me like, hey, how did you do this? Hey, how did you know how to get this video? Like, how did you know how to put this there? And I was like, you know what? Like, I think I could do this. Like, I think I could turn this into a business.
That's so cool. And I love that you listen to what people are asking because that's what they always tell us to do. Like, what are people asking you how to do?
I know, and sometimes we think it needs to be some elaborate education that we need to teach, but so many people that are at step 0, and if you're at like step 2, like uploading a thumbnail, uploading cards, like this was something that I thought was pretty simple once I started getting on YouTube, but if nobody has any idea about YouTube, they need to be taught this and shown how to do it. And so it's not like an advanced strategy that can help people, it's just getting people started.
Yes. And I mean, I think the getting the videos on their part was pretty easy to like fumble through, but
Mhm.
I never really felt like I learned how to like get found on YouTube or like what to put in the descriptions or do hashtags matter or any of
Mhm.
that stuff or like how to make money with YouTube ads. Like all of that stuff always felt so foreign to me.
Yeah. And side note, I don't use YouTube ads. I've never used YouTube ads, so I don't know anything about YouTube ads. It's actually more powerful to build a YouTube channel organically because then you know the people that are going to buy from you are finding you organically. And I'm sure we've heard everywhere kind of organic traffic tends to be powerful traffic. But yeah, and there's so many different facets that you think you need to do on YouTube, but if you just keep it simple, you can get results as well.
That's so cool. And so good to know that you don't use ads. I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Oh, I have never done a YouTube ad. So people come to me, they see me on YouTube, then they ask me YouTube ad questions, and I can quite frankly say I'm not your person for that because I don't know YouTube ads.
That's so good. Do your kids watch Ryan's toy review?
I don't think she watches him specifically. She is, my oldest is 4. She
Okay.
is into YouTube right now, and it tends to be like whatever pops up for her in her algorithm. So, like music, or she's watching some family vlog channel where the dad is playing. I don't know. But she doesn't watch like a specific channel right now.
Oh, gotcha. That might be Ryan's. Like they have a family review now. They have studio. They even have
Yeah.
a show on freaking like Nick Jr. or something now. My daughter's like so into it.
Yeah. In their own Walmart toy line.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. People probably ask you about that all the time. But I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, do they use ads?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty
They're
sure they grew organically, at least at the beginning. And that's a kids niche. So it's a totally different, like each niche has just a little, like the overall strategy remains the same on YouTube, but each niche has a little bit different spin on the strategy.
yeah, for sure. I know
Mhm.
a lot of I was watching something the other day and it said, don't put your links like during the YouTube video because then it just like Facebook doesn't want you to use external links like YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube.
Mhm.
So it would like encourage people. He was like encourage people to message you and connect with you and then give them the links they need or something like that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I like to think as a business owner, so I have a full-on strategy and I teach like a strategy when creating content. So my strategy generally tends to be like keep people on the platform for 3 to 4 videos and then have a video every 3 to 4 videos where its primary goal is to send people off the platform so that you played nicely prior to that sales video. So YouTube will recommend your content and then you can make your money from that sales video based on the relationships and the community that you developed in those prior videos so that you can convert higher because video does tend to convert higher.
That's awesome. And that's like so true across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of the give, ask.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. That was a good little rabbit hole. So, what would you say are like the top few reasons that people should be on YouTube? Like maybe people are sitting on the fence or maybe they feel like it's a shiny object. Like what do you think are the top reasons?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people get hung up on, oh my gosh, it's another platform. I don't have time to create more content. And what I want to tell people is YouTube can be your content, the content. I'm actually working on something right now called the YouTube multiplier effect, where you take one YouTube video and it is now your Instagram TV episode because now just recently I just saw that Instagram is now allowing you to post horizontal videos. I always get horizontal and vertical, so I got to think it through. Horizontal videos. So now you can take a YouTube video, which can be found not only in YouTube search, but Google search as well. Put it on YouTube, put it on IGTV, put it on Facebook. Now that's your content for your newsletter. Now that's your content to talk about on Instagram stories. And so a lot of people think, oh no, I got to create more content. But I like to think of YouTube as the content that then filters through all of your platforms to help you manage this like content hamster wheel that we're all on.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so you're teaching that now. What did you say you call it? The multiplier?
The YouTube multiplier effect. I'm just working on that training right now. I'm building it out because I had so many people ask me, like, how do you manage content on all these different platforms? And I was like, well, and then when I just explained what I did, it's like, oh, that makes total sense.
Yes, that's awesome. I feel like my mind is kind of blown right now. And I know my friend Angie has had success on YouTube kind of by default, right? Like she didn't even really mean to. And so many people found, and I think it's just because she did a video on personal branding photography. And I think she just nailed like the title, like exactly what people are typing in. And there's not a lot of it on there. So she was like getting all these opt-ins, you know, from like literally probably less than 5 videos. It was incredible. And she also kind of keeps up with all the Instagram and the IGTV, but like the multiplier effect, I think would be so helpful. I mean, I think she kind of does do it, but to be able to streamline it, I think would be so cool.
Yeah. And I mean, there's all those different formats and stuff. And so I'm working on a way to simplify it and streamline it for people. I've even had clients myself come to me and ask to have this done. And so I was like, this makes sense. And it goes back to like, again, if you're at step 2 or 3, you can understand those people at step 0 a lot better because we get this imposter syndrome. Like we have to be this expert to be on YouTube. And I do not consider myself an expert, but I am a couple steps down the road than most people because I've been on YouTube for 4 years. And even this idea of multiplying your YouTube videos across different platforms just seems simple to me for someone who's been doing it. But when I break it down and explain it in step-by-step how-tos, people get a lot out of it. And it's not like an expert theory, right?
Yeah, that's so cool. Yay. So why else should people be on YouTube? Do you have any like favorite success stories of like maybe someone that was struggling on Instagram and then converted to YouTube and saw way better results?
Yeah, so I actually have a client who was planning for maternity leave at the end of this past year. And she also wanted to promote this affiliate that she was a part of. And so we broke down I think it was a 4-video series, warming her audience up to this topic of this affiliate program, teaching them some things, you know, kind of following a YouTube strategy format. And then she filmed it all. I think she filmed the last video the day before her baby came, and he came early. And so I had all the videos for her to edit and get uploaded. And so her first month home with her baby, she ended up making $60K in revenue for that affiliate program because we had the videos already done and running for her. So when the program launched, she was able to convert at a much higher rate than she would have before. And she wasn't even online. She had a 1 month old.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. So you worked with her and you guys created 4 videos
Mm-hmm.
about this affiliate program, and
Mm-hmm.
then you helped her upload it to YouTube. Now, did you do the multiplier effect too, or was this like all simply from YouTube traffic?
It was mostly YouTube traffic, but she also has a team. So she had not a huge team, but she had somebody write the newsletter for her audience. And so the newsletter would talk about that video and why they needed to watch it. So they would go from the newsletter over to the video. Then we just uploaded it to Facebook. The exact same video from YouTube, we uploaded to Facebook. So not a whole lot going on there. And then I don't even know if she would do an Instagram feed about it, but like we just put an Instagram story saying new video live about XYZ, and you know how you can screen record your phone. So we just like screen recorded the phone playing the video and directed people over that way. And it wasn't like a massive multiplier effect strategy. It was just her basically warming up her current audience to this program, this affiliate program that she had. And it converted so much higher than any other thing that we had done before.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Okay, so another rabbit
Yes.
hole, another rabbit hole about this topic because again, I was just talking to my friend about this the other day about being an affiliate for some of these bigger programs that we're in, and we're like, okay, but like, will our audience be interested in this? Will our audience buy this? So, would you say, like, A of all, did she have a large audience or kind of just like average audience, and
Mm-hmm.
then B, um, did this affiliate program like really align with her? I mean, obviously it aligned with her audience because they
Mm-hmm.
bought it, but like, are those kind of like limited beliefs like around my part? Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, so she does have a bigger email list than a YouTube subscriber base, but it worked with another student of mine. She had literally 200 subscribers, and she did a video on an affiliate program she was a part of. And within like 48 hours of that video being live, she made a couple $100 sending people to that affiliate program, and she had less than 200 YouTube subscribers. So it can really work if you're talking about it, if you're sharing why it's valuable, if you're really using a strategy on YouTube. It can work with a small audience and it can work with a large audience.
So cool. Well, and plus, like, just having a video in general makes it so much easier for that affiliate partner to share and
Mm-hmm.
then get it in front of their audience who probably is already super warm to the idea of the program too.
Right. Yep.
So cool. Okay, my next question. So I have a YouTube channel that is
Mm-hmm.
obviously like very much asleep. So I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like right after I went full time. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. Gosh, the time just goes so fast. And I was doing like a Facebook Live every single week. And then I was putting that on YouTube, but I was backwards because I didn't know you yet at this time. So I was downloading the Facebook Live and then uploading that to YouTube. So I was going backwards. But my big question is, for someone like me who has a YouTube channel that's kind of like gone to sleep, like, should I start from scratch and create a brand new channel and have everything fresh and clean and new and shiny? Or should I try to convert, the 60 subscribers or whatever I might have in those old videos, like let them sit there? Like, what would be the best solution for that?
I would say do what you have time for. I do not want people to get overwhelmed with a YouTube channel like, oh my gosh, do I need to start from scratch? Use what you have if you can. What I would suggest with those Facebook Live videos that you already have over there, maybe you just update the thumbnail and it says live on it so people understand that that is a live video, because they'll understand that the template, the format of that video is a little different than what they expect on YouTube. Because we've probably talked about how repurposing Facebook live videos on YouTube just don't work, because people who are on YouTube are looking for a specific type of content. and it's not live content from Facebook, because that's when we're generally more chatty, connecting with our audience. But on YouTube, especially people who are just finding you in search or suggested, they are searching YouTube for a pain point and they need it resolved quickly. And that chatty, connecting type video when you do a Facebook Live doesn't necessarily work. And so
That makes sense.
I would just update the thumbnail to say, live or Facebook Live, something like that, so that initially, if they see that video, you're going to let them know what to expect when they get into it. Because one of the most important factors on YouTube is your audience retention. And this is a data point that YouTube gives you on every single video. You can see exactly where people are leaving your videos. And that's where I came to realize that Facebook Lives just don't work. Because when I had clients insist that we put Facebook Lives on YouTube, usually 60 to 80% of people who clicked on that video left within the first 10 seconds. And so that's kind of a negative signal to YouTube, like, oh, this content creator isn't creating good content because people are leaving in the first 10 seconds. So they'll tend to try to bury your content a little bit. They just won't recommend it or show it to many people.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. So what about the reverse? Obviously taking a YouTube video and putting on Facebook is great because now people are getting it super fast, actionable, shorter video. But do you find the Facebook algorithm does just as well with a YouTube video versus a Facebook Live?
Yeah, as long as you post you take the actual video file and upload it to Facebook. Facebook does not like you linking to YouTube. If you link your YouTube video, it's totally going to go missing on Facebook. So if you take the actual video file that you uploaded to YouTube, you upload it to Facebook, and you kind of, write your caption, whatever you want to do. And what I tend to suggest is to post in the comments, like, if you want more content like this, I have a full YouTube channel talking about XYZ. Head over here to learn more or subscribe, so that it's in the comment section. Because even though that video is on Facebook, it's not going to necessarily count for a YouTube video view because it's on Facebook, but you are still warming up your audience. One client also used a lot of her YouTube videos, put them on Facebook, and boosted them a bit on Facebook ads to warm up her audience for a launch. And so she was able to get cheaper leads into her webinar sequence from warming up her audience from videos that she created for YouTube that she put on Facebook.
So good. Okay. That totally makes sense to put it in the comments too, because, of course, like the overall mission is to connect with people and to warm up our audience. But you also at the same time want to do things that make the most sense as far as like getting people to YouTube or, that kind of thing.
Yeah. We're not looking like you don't need tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube to make money from it. With 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I was making a full-time living just from clients. Because if you think about it, if you just need clients, how many clients do you really need in a year? You don't need 1,000, clients to fill up your books for the year. You just need maybe 20, 50 of the right people watching your videos and converting into clients.
Yes, totally makes sense. I know I'm always trying to tell my people that, it doesn't really matter how big our audience is. What matters is that the people that we do have are converting in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm just learning so much. I'm like, I'm soaking up all the things.
Awesome.
And here's my last question for you. I'm just getting all the questions answered that I need right now.
And I love chatting YouTube. I can chat YouTube for days.
Yes. And I just love talking business. And, of course, Angie is like, you got to do more video. You got to do more video. So here is one of the things that stops me from video. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but maybe not in this way. So I don't necessarily teach a hands-on how-to. I'm not really doing a YouTube video on how to use your camera where I'd be pulling out my camera and talking about the different parts and this and that. When I teach, I'm a talking head because I'm literally just talking to people, even taking the podcast content and putting that on YouTube. We can go down that rabbit hole too. But I would totally do videos on how communities can make money for your business and how to build a community around your brand. But then I feel like I'm always a talking head. Would you recommend incorporating slides and doing it that way on YouTube, but that feels like so heavy to me, like so much more work.
Yeah, so what actually works on YouTube and it makes filming your videos a little bit easier is having jump cuts, where what I do is I will have a script and potentially read like 3 or 4 lines. I don't read them word for word. I just know what direction I'm going in. I do a couple lines, I take a break, look at my script or the direction I'm going again, do those couple lines, take a break. And so then when you cut out that space, it actually tricks the eye and the brain into thinking the video is going faster than it is because of those jump cuts, and it keeps people more engaged. What I also do is add title slides, or I add call out text, because that also keeps people engaged as well. So like if you have a main point or you're doing like 5 steps, just each step have a text call out. And what I tend to do is I create one format for a client. And then all I have to do is copy that title slide into the next video, into the next video. And so really just setting up that first template is what will take you the longest. Then you can just copy all of those elements into that next video, into the next video. Another way to keep people engaged, I had a client hire a videographer and come to her house and just take a bunch of B-roll of her, like with her kids, working, writing, reading, making coffee, like all these different types of B-roll clips. And then we can use them on video after video after video.
I have a podcast editor now, and she also does video. So now my wheels are totally turning about, well, maybe this doesn't have to feel heavy to me because I could just send it to her and say, do the jump cuts and then add a little bit of text here and there. Like she's totally able to do that.
Yeah, I would though. What I tend to notice with podcasts, again, it's the format people are expecting on YouTube. So just having a YouTube strategy of repurposing podcast content, I don't know if that will reach the people that you want. But as long as you supplement like your podcast interviews with discoverable videos, what I mean is like those talking head videos that you would create that were meant to bring new people to your channel, that were meant to be found and searched and suggested, that would bring them to your channel. That's what I call discoverable videos. Then your podcast videos would be your community videos. They're not meant to like go big and bring new people to your channel. They're meant to develop a deeper relationship with your current following and your current subscribers, so that when you drop a sales video, those people that found you in your discoverable videos, developed a relationship and got to know you more in the community videos, are more likely to convert in that sales video.
Totally. Okay. So like I'm picturing my thumbnails, and it's almost like you can have different categories. Like here's your perfectly like your YouTube strategy videos to get the cold traffic in. And then you can have your community podcast episodes, and then Facebook Live would also follow under that kind of community category. And they could almost have 3 different thumbnails that become recognizable to your audience.
Yeah, you want to keep everything branded consistently in a way. So like if they watch a couple of your videos and then they see your thumbnails pop out and suggested, you need to make that pop so that if they're like liking your content and they're scrolling through scrolling through YouTube, again, your content pops. Kind of like an Instagram. Like we all have a brand kind of theme on Instagram, or we all like our branding and colors and fonts and stuff, but it's because we want people to recognize us when they see our content. And so just making sure there's a common theme in that branding so that they know it's a video from you.
Totally. Totally. This has been so helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. So let's try to rewind and get back to the basics. So what are some of your favorite tips for like absolute beginners? I would still consider myself a beginner, even though I've dabbled on YouTube, but someone who might not even have a channel yet.
Yeah, so the first thing that you want to do is really just start creating content. The reason being is YouTube gives us such amazing data inside the platform, and I can't help you tweak your strategy, tweak your video format until we get some of that feedback. So what I always suggest doing is have the video format in place first. And the way to create a video for YouTube is to follow the format where you open your video with a hook. So some reason, some pain point at the very beginning of the video that's going to cause them to want to watch your video. That's the most important part of your video, because we talked about audience retention. And having that hook at the beginning of your video is what's going to get people to watch. What I see people do wrong is opening with like a branded intro with music and slides and photos, and that's all great. But people are going to see that more as like an advertisement, and you're putting a barricade between that person and your content. So you want to minimize that and make sure when they click on your video, they see you that very first second, and you're giving them a reason why they need to watch this video.
Yes.
The way I craft my hook is I like to think, here's the title of this video that I'm creating. If someone were to click on this video based on this title, what are they struggling with? And how can I promise to them that I'm going to help them get through that struggle in that hook? All right, so then from the hook, you can have that little pretty branded intro, but it should not be any longer than 3 to 5 seconds. Then you want to introduce yourself. I tend to say, hi, my name is Trena. If you're new here, I'm a YouTube strategist, and I help you do YouTube better. Then I get right into that content. You want to break it down in easy to follow steps or tips, or make it easy for them to follow through. And then the most important part is at the end of your video, you want to avoid signals that your video is over. You don't want to say in conclusion or in summary or that's it, that's all. You want to, if you have videos up, this probably won't happen in your first video, but in your second video, you want to have a call to action to say to watch that other video. So you want to say something like, if you're ready to learn how to get started from YouTube from the very beginning, make sure you watch that video that's on your screen right now, because I'm going to walk you through the most important steps, and I'll see you over there. Because what we tend to see is when you can get somebody to click on end screens, which we're getting a little nitty gritty into YouTube here, but when you're thinking about your strategy, we're thinking about keeping people on the platform. We're thinking about logically, if they watch video A, what would video B be in that next step? If they're watching video A, logically, what makes sense in video B? Because we want to create a Netflix style binge for them. That's when YouTube's going to be like, hey, we're going to start putting this person's video out to more people, because we know if we put video A in front of people, they're then going to watch A, B, C, and D from them. And so we're now getting 4 videos of watch time out of them. So that's how I want you to start thinking about, when you're creating videos, you want to think logically, what they're going to watch to the next video and that next video. But building up that content library is going to take you a couple weeks. So just have that in mind when you're getting started on YouTube.
That makes so much sense, because I'm thinking about it, from a consumer standpoint. And I'm like, okay, when was the last time I really used YouTube? And it was when my husband and I started using this budgeting tool called YNAB. Mm-hmm. And, I'm a video learner. So like, I want to have the video open, and then I want to have the app, the YNAB, the application open, so that I can follow step by step. Right. And that's exactly what this guy did. He walked me through what I needed. And then at the end, he was like, and next, I'm going to show you how to use, credit cards or whatever. And I was like, oh, I do need to learn that. So let me bookmark that too, or go watch that too, or send it to my husband. And that's exactly like the system that I followed as a consumer to get the information that I needed. And that's exactly what he did on the YouTube end. It was just so cool.
Yeah. And I'm sure he potentially has quite a few subscribers, because it sounds like he's playing the YouTube game right, because that's just a crazy case study on that. I just had this recently. I had a channel. We just focused on increasing end screen click-through. So when you upload a YouTube video, there's a thing called end screens, which is you can add a clickable little image that allows people to click on that and go to that next video. And so we just focused for 1 month on increasing her end screen click-through rates, and she increased it by 800%.
Oh my gosh.
And she tripled her views in 1 month, just creating one video a week. She just created one video a week, and she tripled her views in 1 month, because we focus on increasing our end screen click-through rate. So telling them, thinking, okay, if they watch this video, what would logically make sense for them to want to watch next? And again, it increased her click-through rates by 800% and tripled her views in just 1 month.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now I'm sure by now people are like dying to hear like how they can actually work with you. Because I know you have a free community. Tell us like the different levels in which people can work with you.
Yeah. So I do have a free Facebook group that has been on the fence. Like, you know how the Facebook group game has been going, trying to figure out how to manage it. But it is there. What I am on, obviously, giving free content and engaging in the comments all the time is my YouTube channel. So you can find multiple playlists over there, like getting started in YouTube, what you need to know to get started. So that's youtube.com/tips with Trena. And then I do have a membership site where I have inside the membership, there's like 20 some plus videos to teach you, how do you set up your channel? How do you add channel keywords? What do you put in your about section? Like all the nitty gritty tech stuff. So then when we have calls, we have different calls each week. We have a group call, we have a hot seat call, guest experts. Then you can ask the more strategy-based questions, the more things specifically for you and your audience and your niche. So we aren't wasting our time on how do I add an end screen? How do I upload my video? All of that training is taught to you in pre-recorded videos. So the time we have together in calls and in the Facebook group is when we can really get down deep with your strategy.
So awesome.
I have that community. It's kind of been, how we can get shiny object syndrome. It's been basically what I've been trying to keep my eyes on for this past year. I've been trying not to, get distracted in squirrel syndrome. So that's kind of where my heart has been and where my time has been placed this whole year.
Cool. What's the membership called?
It's called YouTube for Creatives. And you can learn more about it at Trena Little, my name.com/YouTube for Creatives.
So cool. I'm such a membership guru. I have two membership sites now. It's like, it's just this weird thing that I know this is how I'm meant to serve people. So I'm sure that it is absolutely incredible. Is it just one level of members, or do you have like a VIP, or do people work with you one-on-one too?
Yeah, right now it's just one level. I am incorporating discounted strategy calls for members. So that's one bonus that members are going to get, but we're just getting to that. And yeah, we're figuring out what is that next step. One thing that I learned that I've done wrong in my business prior to this is doing too many things. So we've just been trying to systemize things, figuring out, what's working, what's not, what people want. And so we've just been trying to keep it real simple with YouTube for Creatives this year. But what I'm seeing people actually accomplish in the membership definitely validates to me that I'm where I need to be.
That is so awesome. I love that. And yes, I am totally trying to simplify too. And that's a Facebook group struggle. I'm totally with you. I love having my pop-up group because I can pop it up when I'm doing a challenge and it's super engaging, and then I just archive it. But I'm having a very similar struggle with the podcast Facebook group, the Messy Squad, which is awesome. I'll probably throw you in there so you can answer some questions after this episode. Yeah. But, I have paid groups now as well. So it's kind of struggling with how much to show up in the free groups versus the paid groups. And, am I serving everybody well? So I'm totally with you. And I think at the end of the day, we just have to really listen to our people. And I'm constantly putting out surveys and trying to get all the feedback that I can.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just that free Facebook struggle. I know there are great ways to use it. I just haven't had the time. Whereas I'm putting my time into the membership and I'm always on Instagram stories, sharing stuff, answering questions. Not so much the feed, because the feed, it's just another thing for now. But Instagram stories is a great place that I love to connect as well.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, you do have such great content on YouTube that it's maybe we don't always need to reinvent the wheel and have, communities in every single location. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm so excited. I feel like I could just keep going, but thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm going to put all your links in the show notes. My people are going to be so excited about this. And yeah, I just appreciate you. Is there anything else special coming up for you, or any special projects in the future that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on that training on the the YouTube multiplier effect. So that could be something that's out by the time this podcast comes out. I'm not sure how far I'm working on it, but life with kids. You never know when they get a fever, when something comes up, when a babysitter drops out for a day or two. So I'm working on it right now, but I just really want to make it super valuable. So it could be out by the time the podcast is out, but that's kind of what I'm working on right now, is creating the training to show you exactly how you can take this YouTube video and stop running on that content creation hamster wheel and use it properly across all platforms.
I love that. Well, definitely just let me know when it's done. And either way, I will share it with my my people. And I am super motivated. I'm like, at the very least, I would love to use YouTube for affiliate stuff, like you said. I think that that's just so brilliant.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times we get wrapped up on like, oh, YouTube is going to be a lot of time, when in reality, you just need to really create just one video a week. And it's possible once you kind of start doing it a few times and you practice, it's really doable to film those 4 videos in just a morning or just an afternoon, because I'm at a point where I've been doing this for 3 or 4 years and I can shoot 10 to 15 videos in one day. And so if you're just trying to do 1 month's worth of content, it's really doable to just do 4 videos in one day. And that's your content now for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, your newsletter content, because you just write a summary and tell them to go look at that video. So it actually ends up saving you time in that content creation traffic and mess that we're always struggling and overwhelmed on.
Yes, I think I've seen behind the scenes you having one of those days where you film like so many films in one day and you're like changing the shirts and changing the lipstick color. I love it. I love it. Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. I'm super excited to share this with everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Liz.
No problem. All right. Again, Trena, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that all of you guys loved this energy. I hope you were furiously taking notes like I was. I can't wait to hear your takeaways. Pop on in to the Messy Squad. That's our free Facebook group where we will be continuing this conversation. I would love to see if you guys end up doing anything on YouTube. Maybe you're already on YouTube. I just want to keep this conversation going because I thought it was so inspiring. So thank you guys for being here. Join us in the Messy Squad. Other than that, I will see you next week for another episode. Have a good one.